Go ahead and get rolling here. Well, welcome everybody to today's webinar. My name is Nick Hillesham. I'm the Chief Sales Officer here at TVC ProDriver, and I'm joined by George Bevensee, who is our Vice President of Customer Experience. George, welcome to the webinar. Glad to have you on.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for inviting me today.
Yeah, no, awesome. Well, so we're going to cover a number of things today, but really just wanted to give folks a taste of, really what's behind the scenes at TVC ProDriver and in our customer experience. And some of the changes that we've made over the years and some of the things that we're doing going forward to create the best possible customer experience for our members. So with that, George, I think it would be helpful, before we get started, just real quick, just a couple of housekeeping items. So if you do have questions throughout the webinar, feel free to type them in the chat. We'll do our best to answer questions as we go along, but we'll definitely have a chance at the end of the webinar to cover the questions. But with all that, so George, I think it would be helpful just to give a little background about yourself and tell the folks why you decided to come to TVC.
Sure, Nick. Well, again, thanks for having me on today. My background has been entirely in the customer service, customer support, CX area. So my entire career has been there, about 30 plus years, believe it or not. And prior to TVC, I was in the security services industry as a vice president of operations services. And with that job, just prior to joining TVC, I started up and ran a large operations center for my last company where we did extensive video monitoring. And a big operation, a lot of responsibility. And I came to TVC, I was attracted to TVC ProDriver because of number one, its growth potential. And then number two, the opportunity for me and my team to significantly impact the company's trajectory. And so what I found at TVC was there was a great opportunity to modernize the company's customer-facing operations and create an enhanced experience for our members. And so that's why I'm here. I came all the way from New Jersey. I actually moved with my family out here to Oklahoma City 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's great, George. And, awesome things that you've done with the organization since you've been here. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about that as we continue on here. But you've been here for a couple of years. Can you tell me a little bit about what you've done in your time here to improve the company's customer service? And then, really, if or if you want to share, just getting into what's next and what's forward, what are we looking to in the future?
Yeah, sure, Nick. So there's been a lot that we've accomplished, more than I'm going to talk about today. We could probably be here for half an hour talking about all the things that we've either improved, changed, developed in customer service and customer support. But just a couple of things. Number one, the first thing out of the gate when I got here was we developed extensive knowledge bases for our professional customer service representatives. These are knowledge bases that are in SharePoint. They're searchable with keywords or phrases. So our professional customer service reps have answers right at their fingertips. They're able to put in, if they have a question, put in a word or a phrase, and up comes every article that we have on that topic so they can better serve our members. Second thing I'll mention is we put in a new phone system. We had a phone system that definitely needed replacing. So we were able to purchase a state-of-the-art platform that we would be able then to use to service our customers. Certainly one of the major aspects of that new system is stability. We had some stability issues with our old phone system. But then also there's new features with that phone system, like something that's known as Q callback. And maybe some of our participants in today's webinar have been accustomed to this with other service centers where if you'd rather not wait for a customer service representative, you can select a callback and the system will automatically call you back when we are available to have that call with you. It's been very, very beneficial for us. A few other things, we revamped the training processes here. A biggie is that we established online and remote training. So we took our in-house training that we were doing and we got it online. So that allows us to hire not only just in Oklahoma City, but outside of Oklahoma City as well, which we've done. We developed a specialized team to assist fleets with their legal cases. We've created supervisor training. We created a new employee mentor program, which has been real successful so far. So essentially when someone starts new with us, they get a buddy through their first 90 days of employment that's helping them with any questions that they have, just to make sure that our new hires are successful, getting ramped up in their jobs. And we established a quality assurance team, something that we really didn't have in the past. So what this team does is it monitors our customer service reps on the phone, provides them with feedback on their call handling. And this is in place to ensure that we're providing top-notch white glove service to our customers. And we've done quite well with actually all the programs that I mentioned to you. So going forward into the near future, our plan is to upgrade our phone system further from its current state by implementing some new features. What we really want to do is create a self-serve for our members 24/7. So they can call us at any time, and we'll have the ability to provide update on legal cases and other important information, but that'll be all automatic, not requiring a customer service representative in some cases. So looking forward to that, just another way that we can provide great service to our customers.
Yeah, I mean, I think all that stuff is fantastic, George. I mean, we've all been experiencing, staffing issues, I call Delta Airlines, for example, and, my hold times used to be a minute. And so, just incorporating some of the features now, post-COVID with all the challenges that we've had in our country, like the callback feature. I mean, I think that's just fantastic because people have better things to do with their time than sit on hold and wait, and it just causes frustration. So just having, some of those cool tools that you've implemented have really, helped create a much more positive experience when you do have to, actually talk to somebody at TBC. So
no, I agree with you, Nick. We're just trying to make it as seamless as possible for our members and make it a good experience.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. One of the other things that I've noticed, George, I've been here for just over a year and a half now, and I would tell you in that year and a half, just the cultural change within the customer experience group, and just the positive vibe which is within that group. I mean, it's really fantastic, and I think that bleeds over into how they treat our customers on the phone, which ultimately ends up in a much better positive, much more positive experience for our customers.
Well, I'll just mention, Nick, that we won Best Workplace in Oklahoma City 2 years in a row. So we're very proud of that. We won it last year. We won it this year. And we also just won a Top Workplace Regional Award for South Central States. So these surveys that are done that create these awards, that result in these awards, they're hitting our employees, asking how they feel about their work at TBC. That's a major part of these awards is the reflection of the employees. And so, in the business I'm in, we always say that, if you have a good employee experience, and they call it EX, if you have a good EX, a good employee experience, it translates to good customer experience, CX. And it's really hard for people, and I'm sure, folks on our webinar today can relate. If you're miserable in your job, it's really hard to put on a happy face and go to work and provide good service. But if you're in a place that you enjoy and you think it's a good place to work, it's so much easier. And, you can radiate that out to the customers. And that's just what we're doing here at TBC.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And you could see it too in our Google reviews, right? I mean, just the amount of positive reviews that we're getting, just explaining that customer experience that people have had. And I mean, so it's really fantastic to see the growth, that we've seen, and just that positive vibe within that group. So no, great stuff, George. So, we talk a lot about a white glove service, and, me being on the sales side, I mean, we tout that on the front end that, hey, we provide white glove service, and and that's ultimately our goal, to do that for our customers, right? It just create that positive customer experience all the way from the sales process through, onboarding and your overall customer experience. So, and when I say white glove approach, George, I think it would be helpful if you would explain, what does that mean to you? And, ultimately, what does that mean to our customers?
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer that. Nick, it means special care and attention. Actually, it means a couple of things. It means special care and attention. It also means going above and beyond. And we want our individual members and fleets to feel like they have with TBC a service that looks out for them. For our fleets, this is going to mean regular communication and specialized assistance. It also means assisting fleets with safety issues and safety planning. For both fleets and individual members, it means with us at TVC, you get highly trained support people who understand the trucking business and can help solve problems. So we realize it's a high stress situation when a member receives a violation or violations out on the road. It could be moving violations, safety violations, a combination of both. And Nick, we're here to de-stress that situation. And I want every member who contacts TVC, who contacts us in customer service, to come away feeling confident at the end of that interaction that these guys got it. And that's a message that I push out to my reports and the staff at TVC is we want that level of confidence permeating out and you know, that the customers really feel it, that we know what we're doing, we got it, they don't have to worry. They're going to worry, but they don't have to worry that much because we're seasoned professionals at this and we can help them.
Yeah, I think, you know, what I keyed in on there, George, is the de-stressing the situation. I mean, truck driving is a stressful job, and oftentimes it's a thankless job. And so, and then when you compile that with a citation and just worrying about how you're going to handle that and like, how is this going to impact my job? I mean, there's all the extra stressors that are involved in that. So, and when you have that extra stress and you're driving a truck, that can create sometimes further safety issues, right? Because your mind is somewhere else. So I think, you know, doing our part and what we can to help de-stress the situation and take that burden out of the truck driver's hands. I mean, that's such a critical component of what we do on a day-to-day basis. So, you know, I love that you talked about that. And, you know, I think it's such an important message to send to our customers.
It is. I agree completely. Certainly.
Yeah. So with that, George, I mean, can you tell me a little bit about how you ensure the long-term success? I know, you know, being on the sales side, we talk about, you know, all these great and wonderful things that we can do. And, you know, I mean, so the last thing we want to do is just, you know, represent something on the front end and then not execute on the tail end. So, you know, I think it would be helpful just to talk about, you know, how we ensure that long-term success from post-sale to, you know, that long-term partnership with TVC ProDriver.
Yeah, sure. I have a couple things to say on that. Actually, I have 4 things to say on that. So number one is, you know, our uniqueness as a company is important. We're offering our members a membership package with a lot of different valuable benefits. It's not just prepaid legal service. There's a lot of other stuff that goes into your membership. And I would also say, in terms of uniqueness, to my knowledge, based on what we do as a company, we are the only ones providing a significant in-house customer service team. Some of our competitors will just have a kind of a flow through where if you have a violation, it's going directly to an attorney. The truck driver is going to have to interact with the attorney and kind of do that work, which, you know, for us, you don't have to do. We have a team that's going to take that kind of all the way through and make sure that you can get back to doing what you're doing on the road and not have to worry about it. So that's very important. You know, we take customer service very seriously at TVC. It's part of one of the reasons I'm here is just that conviction to say that we are going to do this. We're going to do it extremely well and provide great customer service and have this very robust team helping our customers. Just really a good thing for our members. Second thing I'd mention is we have great case outcomes for legal cases. We've been doing this for over 30 years. We have an extensive attorney network across the entire United States and into Canada. And we manage that attorney network by, we actually have a scorecard that is actually a fully functional online scorecard that updates automatically, and it shows us how our attorneys are performing in many different categories. So we're able to keep tabs on how not only just the outcomes of the cases are turning up, but just how the process is going with the attorneys. So we're consistently working with our attorneys to be, you know, better at what they do for providing the support to our members. And so it all translates into just really excellent case outcomes. Now, outcomes are not guaranteed, as everyone knows. It can go any which way when you get to court. But we stack the odds in our favor. What you have is attorneys that are in court on a regular basis handling traffic violations. They know the players in the court, the prosecutor. They're able to go in and get results. And the outcomes are excellent. Third thing I'd mention is safety focus. So we have really built up capacity in this area over the time I've been here. So we're able to handle CSA violations, which is, you talked about the stress factor. Often safety violations are more meaningful to a driver or to a fleet than a moving violation. So we're very keen on being able to handle CSA violations, do them very well with a high percentage of success. And we're able to help fleets with safety planning as well. And so over time, what we've done is we've grown our internal CSA team, and they have abundance of knowledge, and they've been able to produce a high-level review of a company's safety score and can pinpoint what needs the most time and attention, whether that is perhaps training or challenging a past violation or violations or even audits. And we're very proud of the benefits we offer with CSA, and we'll only continue to grow this benefit more along the way. And then lastly, Nick, the fourth point is diligent service professionals. I mean, we put a ton of energy into our support staff here. We train them, we retrain them. The idea here is that these folks are going to follow up and follow through to ensure that the customer gets what they pay for.
Yeah, I mean, all great points. One thing that I would probably add to that too, George, that I see is just our communication and just like the multiple means of communication that you can get an update on your case status, for example. Because the last thing you want as a driver is to turn something over and then just kind of be blind on where the status is, because you're worrying about those things, right? You want a resolution and you want to be updated on those things. So I would say, with the incorporation of some of the things that you've done, but also some of the technology that we've incorporated with our new fleet portal, can give drivers that visibility and fleets that visibility to what's actually going on a day-to-day basis. And as soon as we get updates, that's updated in that portal. So, I mean, we don't want to deter people from, reaching out if they want to talk to somebody, but we also have that access to that fleet portal now, which just makes it a much better experience overall to keep up to date on the status of your cases.
Yes. The portal has been wonderful. I plan on talking about that in a little bit. But yes, certainly, that has been a wonderful thing for us and our members.
So, Georgia, as a current customer or brand new customer, whether an individual or a fleet, what would be the top 3 things that customers can do to get like the best possible customer experience at TVC?
Okay. Well, if anyone that is one of our customers that's on with this webinar, probably break out a pen and a piece of paper, because I'm going to give you a phone number and I'm going to give you some other information. But the number one thing, Nick, if one of our members receives a violation out on the road, the best thing to do is to take a picture of the front of the violation and a picture of the back of the violation and text it in to us. And here's the phone number. It's 405-455-8276. Once again, 405-455-8276. And we recommend do it as soon as possible. Do not wait, because we want to get started on that particular case. So when we receive that text message of the pictures of the front and back of the citation, you will receive a text back from us when we receive it. And then we process the violation internally, we open a case, and then we will call you back. It is a much better way of handling receiving a violation on the road than calling us. It is much more efficient. And so that would be my number one. But Nick, like you said before, members are always welcome to call us if they have a question. They're welcome to call us if they want to talk about a violation they just received and have us handle it that way. It's all fine. One thing I want to mention, which is my second point, is that we do update our members on their legal cases via text message at several intervals. So when you open a case with us, you're getting regular updates via text, so you can stay abreast of how your case is moving through the process. So some of these intervals, when your case is open, like I just mentioned, when an attorney is assigned, when a court date is established, when the case is being negotiated, and then when the case is being finalized. And the point I'll make here, Nick, is that there's going to be, at times, long periods between these intervals. The justice system can move quite slowly in some cases. So sometimes members will call into TVC on a regular basis looking for updates on their case. and nothing has changed with the progress of the case. And we're just unable to speed up that legal process. So what I would ask is for our members to just have patience and just wait on our SMS notifications, on our text notifications, and that will give you the insight into how the case is progressing. But the final point I'll make is, and it's something you touched on before that I was dying to talk about, is our portals. So we have launched both a fleet portal and an individual member portal. They're online portals that our customers can use. And the fleet portal has gone over with a huge splash. Our fleet customers love it. We're seeing a wonderful level of adaptation of our fleet customers going in and using the portal for different, not only the legal updates to get information on how their fleet legal cases are progressing, but other information as well. But we have just started getting our individual members, getting them signed up into the individual member portal. And it's a great tool. What I'd like to offer on this call is, we have a very structured way that we're going through all of our customers, all of our individual members to get access into this individual member portal. But if anybody wants to jump the line, so to speak, and receive their login credentials early, we would be happy to do that for you. So what I would say now is, if you could send an email to legal, LEGAL, at ProDriver, PRODRIVER.com, legal@ProDriver.com, write portal, PORTAL, in the subject line. And in the body of the email, let's have your membership number. And if you do all that, we will get you signed up to our individual portal tomorrow.
That is awesome. Like a nice little bonus for joining or signing up for this webinar. So jump the line. I love it. And and there's such huge value in it, George. I mean, you touched on all of it, but I'll just reiterate, just having that constant visibility to where things are at and not questioning, and, to be able to access that from your phone or a computer, from, anywhere you have access to the internet, you can access that in real time. So, it's truly a fantastic tool that the organization has spent a lot of time and effort and money to put this together and get this out in front of our customers. Yeah. So I'm really excited about it.
It's really our future, Nick, and that ability, customers just want access to information. They don't want to wait for it. And so that's in line with that type of thinking. We want to make sure that it's as easy as possible for our members to get information.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, George, that kind of, brings me to the end here. And anything else that you'd like to add? Any last parting words for the folks online?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So I'm happy to be working here at TVC with the team who I believe really cares about providing great experience for our customers. I'm on the executive team here at TVC. I'm very appreciative of that. And in that role, I can be an advocate for our customers, which I have been. And over the time that I've been here, it's been just about 2.5 years. I've been able to institute process and technology improvements for our customers, that's been really gratifying. We've just kind of moved at light speed to provide these great platforms and services for our customers. And I think overall, Nick, we have a great team of professionals in the company and in customer service. And we look forward to continuing to develop and meet and exceed the needs of our customers. It's just, we keep pushing forward and everything's important to us.
Yeah, I would echo all that, George. From what I see, just culturally, everybody in the organization is, really pushing to get better, right? And as long as we can continue to improve day in and day out, it just, that translates into a much better experience for our customers, and they'll continue to grow with us, which is a great thing. So, well, folks, if you have any questions, we've got about 5 minutes left. I wanted to say 5 minutes for Q&A. So if there's any questions at all, feel free to type that in the chat, and George and I will hang out here for another 5 minutes. Does not appear any questions are coming through, George. But just for the folks, George mentioned a number of phone numbers and emails. But if you didn't get a chance to write those down, we'll actually be sending out a copy of the presentation. So you guys will get a recording if you registered. And so, feel free to reach back or listen back and grab that information. But with that, I didn't see any questions come in, George. So really appreciate you joining here on this month's webinar, and look forward to continuing to provide that awesome customer experience for all of our members.
Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate you having me by today. It was great to talk about customer service to our members. Wonderful experience for me.
Awesome. We appreciate you, George. Thank you. Everybody have a good day.
Hey, have a great day.